From Ghana, this is Hello Africa Morning Show brought to you by the Association of African Universities, and we are broadcasting live from the headquarters of the AAU here in Accra, Ghana. My name is Isabella Tete Ahinakwa, and today I'm here with
Esther Yayu.
Good. Esther, you're looking good, and how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. You're looking all yellow and nice.
Thank you very much. I'm actually in yellow because I'm representing one of the colors of the Ghanaian flag. And you know, today we are celebrating the Founders Day. We're actually celebrating the struggles of our founders, the people who fought for the independence of the country. So what do you have for our viewers, aside today being the Founders Day? What's the agenda for today?
Well, before we delve into what we have for today, I actually saw a post on social media where the president of Ghana was saying that he doesn't believe, or he's not focused on the fact that Ghana was founded by only one person. So we have to go back and look at all these historians or all these people who helped in founding Ghana, fighting for its independence and all. So yes.
I actually side with him because it was not just one person, though Kwame Nkrumah played a major role in our independence, but I mean, we have to also look at there's a big sis, you know.
Yes,
we have Akufo-Addo in there, so you know, we have to look at them and then celebrate all of them. Exactly. So what was the agenda for today?
So for today, for our top African stories, we have the AAU appoints new board members for the South African Regional Office. And then for the second story, we have AAU and Obro Global to introduce African credit transfer system in Angola. We'll be bringing you the details shortly. We have Nigerians are protesting economic crisis, and some deaths have been reported. So sad. And then Kenya and Central Africa have reported new outbreaks of monkeypox. Yes. And then we'll be bringing you a very exciting discussion. I can't wait for this one, actually.
Right.
This one, is on the film festival, which is to empower and celebrate women in the film industry.
Interesting.
Yes, so let's wait. Don't go anywhere.
Yes, and I believe you also wouldn't want to miss that or this interesting discussion with the organizer of the festival. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Africa. Keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
This program is proudly sponsored by Venom Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks. This program is proudly sponsored by Venom Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
Of the Indiva Women's Film Festival. Now, this initiative, launched in 2017, is dedicated to showcasing the incredible talent of women in film. That is, we have directors, we have producers, editors, and beyond. The festival shines a spotlight on films made by women, for women, and about women, creating a vibrant space for networking, collaboration, and also advocacy. Now, after a brief hiatus, the NWFF is back this August at the Gator Institute, Accra, promising an engaging lineup of screenings, workshops, and discussions that aim to inspire and also empower women filmmakers. This festival ensures that women's voices are heard and celebrated across diverse audience. And now, joining us today is Madame Aseye Tamaklo, a film director and also a lecturer at the National Film and Television Institute in Accra, Ghana. Now, Her works include award-winning films like Perfect Picture by Shirley Frimpong Manson in 2009, and we have Freetown in 2015 by Garrett Batty, and also When Women Speak in 2022. We have a short video to introduce today's discussion for you. Let's take a look at the video.
Sometimes it's best when you watch the film without knowing the synopsis. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your
Hello, Madam Tamaklo. Welcome to Hello Africa.
Much. Hello to you too, and thanks for having me.
Thank you too for coming. And I like what I'm about to talk because we are actually coming to showcase what women does in the film industry. But before that, I would like you to share with us the origin of the festival. I mean, we are interested to know what inspired the establishment of the festival and how has its mission evolved over the years.
Okay, so festival was born out of the need to create a space for the preservation of work for, by, and about women. So I teach in a film school, and over the years I've realized that there's a constant omission of women when it comes to film studies, and it's not a Ghanaian thing, neither is an African, it's a world problem. And there's always the thinking that we are presented like an afterthought. And like you're saying today earlier on about Founders Day, if we really want to discuss Founders Day, I mean, I really in inverted commas, and the founders depending on apostrophe S or S plural, we should not just be talking about the big six. Probably our currency, our money should have other pictures than the big six, you know. So juxtaposing it, the reason why a festival like Indiva Women's Film Festival is important. This is not the first women film festival in the sub-region, but from Ghana, yes. And of course, we've been saying many things about women's work, women's lives, women's empowerment, etc. And why not also look at the film sector? And also because of how important film is to the development of any country, we underestimate it, but it's a very powerful tool. Hence the need to create such a space where women are themselves, they can present their stories. We see the world through their eyes, because there are ways in which we also see the world, and we should be allowed to tell those stories. Hence the reason why we have the 3 categories: films by women, so it doesn't matter what genre or what topic, and also a man could be the main character, but it's a woman who is telling that story. Then we have films by men about women. We had to, give some space to men, because some men have made great films about women. And then also films by women about women, for women, So all of this culminates into what the festival is about.
Interesting.
So whilst we're getting entertained, we're learning, we're having conversations that we normally would not have. So one thing that festival has achieved over the years is create this third space for people to have conversations that they would never have ordinarily on the streets or in their houses, but difficult conversation, and also not so difficult, But then again, to see that in this space of creativity, women belong, and so to inspire younger people that you can do this because you have come to experience the people who are doing it. They are living. Even if they are dead, their work has been screened, something, so that this delegitimization of what we do, when they say it's in passing, but it's not really recorded. all of this is supposed to, the festival is supposed to, kind of settle some of these things.
That is really interesting. Like you made mention, and we've seen women make significant contribution to the film industry, and which a majority are not seen or are not heard about their work. And I must say, I appreciate that this festival creates the platform to showcase the work of women. But then I would like to know what ways does the festival actually advocate for women in the film industry?
Okay, so we've been around since 2017, and then we went away since COVID, and we're back. But we use the film itself. So we are very particular about the selection of the films we make, because not all advocacy will be carrying of placards and marching the streets. But advocacy comes in different forms. So some films are chosen. So this year, like this, we have a couple of films that are doing advocacy in different forms. One of them is on Saturday from Ethiopia, titled Finding Sally, a story about a young woman who got missing in the 70s, who was from a very bougie family, but decided to become a revolutionary against the government then, and was blacklisted and disappeared, and her family never saw her again. And we tried to find her, through the film. And then we have one film that is The Unbreakables. I can't mention it has a German title, but I'm sorry, which also chronicles the life of German women politicians in the 50s and what they had to go through to just be in parliament and belong. Some of the women even committed suicide in real life. They're just working to be in that space. And then many other films on reproductive health, films on abuse, etc. So all of these things are different forms of advocacy. And also because of the conversations we have after the screening. So people don't just watch the film and move on to the next film. Whether the filmmaker is here or not, we make time to discuss what we've seen, and then in that way, education and different forms of advocacy is happening. So then we have the talk shops. This year we are looking at women in film, an intergenerational conversation, but we're also looking clearly at paying women well for being. It's a major challenge. We're asking sisters to pay sisters well, brothers to pay sisters well. Just pay the sister well, period.
Well, that is quite interesting. And as you're mentioning the film that will be screened that day, I saw you make mention of one from Ethiopia and also one from Germany. That means it cuts across worldwide. So what's the criteria for your selection and why there's diversity?
So in 2017 when we started, we said we wanted to do a festival for African women and women of African descent. Also because in the minority of women existence in the film industry globally, we are also another minority in the minority. So I thought that let's concentrate. And then after the 2017, we had people approach and say, why don't we open it up? Because we also want to make entries. We want to see stories from other parts of the world from women. So we opened it up. And then people, put in their films. And so all of this culminated into the varying films we have. And also our audience are also varied, And so we thought that why not? And so hence the film from Ghana, Ethiopia, Mali, France, Cameroon, all over.
I really like that, and I appreciate the diversity of it. Now let's come to the challenges. Just like you made mention, we see it. It is the funding disparities and also representation in key roles, and also being a lecturer. You've seen students pass through under you and then going into the film industry. Probably you may have heard some of the challenges. So if you can share with us, outside the funding disparities and also, women playing key major roles in films, what are some other challenges and how is your festival actually trying to actively support women and then try to address these challenges?
Okay, so, like you said, the challenges are many. And you mentioned man is always the first. But beyond that, many others. So issues of representation, what we put in front of the screen, you know, what is projected.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a big deal because some people also still do not get it. That even if you want to present violence against a woman, there's still a way to go about it so that at the end, the character doesn't look exploited, you know. There are all those dynamics to deal with.
Yeah.
Then also there's we ourselves being part of the work. Now sometimes, because it is easy to write a woman off, people think that in the film space, women are probably fit for only editing and some things. And so if a woman could do camera and could be given the job and there's a male contender, the director will pick the male first, you know, without even attempting that. Can I just
give a chance or something?
Exactly, and those things exist. And then there's issues of exploitation and harassment, which is like horrible.
Yeah, very.
I mean, beyond horrible. Our last festival, which was in 2019, actually had a session on sexual harassment. You know, because everyday stories come up. And some of the stories will make your uterus move from places, you know. You know, they are difficult, you know, which it should not be like that. And also, one of the reasons why I think that this festival, as we move forward, grow and get stronger, is to make workspaces available so that if women could collaborate, and that was one of the things in our objectives, that when we meet, I know your project, you know my project, I've seen it, you've seen mine, I'm working on something else, can we collaborate? So then that it is not just that we have to wait for somebody else to give us the job, but we put, you know, things like that. And I think all those things are all the different ways of empowering, because sometimes you need to find another route as to approaching the problem. But I think that as we grow and get stronger, we can push. Thankfully, the affirmative action law is out, and if assented, of course there'll be amendments as time goes on, but all these things should have to feature in, because one thing I also notice that when we talk about women's empowerment and development, they always forget the people in the arts. You know.
That's very true. I'm really hoping that some of the discussions and also the talks from your festival will also impact on our policymakers and also based on their decisions. Now, let's come to this year and this month. Endeavor Festival is happening live this month. I would like to know the theme for this year and also what is the main goal for this year's festival.
So we don't have an exact theme, but we work with a slug line: let our whispers become roars. Or let our whispers become roars.
Like a lion.
Yeah, so we are whispering, but it should become roars. You know, it should be, you know, and that all stories matter. So we work with those two. All stories matter. Now, this year is a comeback year. And so we're trying to work within a manageable, you know, situation. But at the same time, too, we also expect that it should be grand. So it's a 3-day festival. Normally used to be in November, but also because of elections, etc., we moved it forward. So it's from August 9th, which is a Friday, to August 11th, which is a Sunday. It opens on August 9th at 5 p.m. at the Gateway Institute. And our opening film is from Kenya, titled Shimoni. And then our closing film on Sunday 11th is by Shelifin Pullman, so Chasing Lullaby. You know, and in between is all the ranges from all the other countries I mentioned, South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, all of that. We have feature films, we have documentary films, we have shorts, we have, you know, shorter features, you know, etc. And so that's what, and then one of the panels we have this year is celebrating Efua Sutherland. So Efua Sutherland, if she was alive, would have been 100 this year. And she has a very iconic play and book title, Edufa. And so because it's a women's film festival, and Edufa in a way, and Pomado is, you know, even though Edufa is a title, the story is more about Mpoma, Edufa's wife. So we have a nice panel discussing Edufa, storytelling, and celebrating a fatherland. So all these things are happening
Great.
in these 3 days.
Right. Also, you made mention you began, or this establishment started in 2017. However, you went for a break due to the COVID-19, and then you're back. I'd like you to share some of the key achievements so far of the Endeavor Women Festival, Film Festival.
Okay, so one of our key achievements is that people have come to know that women make films.
Very true. Very true.
People have come to know that women also make strong films. And women tell very compelling stories. And women fund films.
Wow.
Because if you critically look at women filmmakers, mostly they are independent filmmakers, which means they work for themselves and they go to look for the money for themselves. Which is not an easy thing, but it's also inspirational. So people have come to know that all these ranges exist. Also, people have come to understand that in doing advocacy, there are many routes to it. Film can be one route to advocacy. Also, that in the space of creatives, women belong, girls belong, and so people can work to become,
very
so true. Those are some of the very, but also that there's a space where that every year women can gather, including men, because interestingly, our festival attracts a lot of men. So
and they want to
you'll
see
be shocked the amount of men who show up. Also, like I said, also because of the films we present and how provoking they are. And how they shock you out of your own self, And so people also, I think people also like to find themselves in places that challenge them. And this festival does that. And so you find varied people coming around, and also just that one of the achievements is that we just bring people together.
Interesting.
Which is good.
Yeah, very, very good. And I'm really looking forward to participating in this year's festival.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. So what's the future plan after this year?
So we'll come back again next year.
Okay.
But slowly we're working towards growing it, having incubator spaces, having a think tank, being able to actually even fund women's films, etc. Do training, etc. So that's what the festival is looking at to becoming. And as we grow bigger, I think we'll begin to do it every 2 years so that we can actually have a very big festival. Yes.
With a lot of activities in there. Now, thank you very much, Madam Tamaklo, for joining us. Before you go, I'd like you to share your experience, personal experience so far, being a director and also a lecturer and also an organizer of this great initiative. Share your experience with us, and also our viewers that they want to hear from you. What should they expect when they come? Tell them something sweet, how they can, if there's tickets.
No, so actually one thing we missed is that all events are for free. One of the reasons why we take our time to do what we do is that to make films accessible to everybody, and also because of the special niche, everything is free. Every screening is free, every event is free, and we always have some free popcorn and water lingering about. So at least that's, one side attraction. Hopefully in the future we should be able to do more, but in our own small way, this is what we do. But everything is free, And then I'd say that for me, I think I've come this far because of many other women. I'll be very honest that I have a lot more doors opened for me by women over the years, and they've been incredible, and giving me many opportunities, At the same time, too, a lot of learning has happened. There's been tears, tears and blood, but I think that's how the business is. Showbiz is not easy, it's cruel. It's not an easy space. Even when we're in film school, of course, even in film school till date, the statistics are that there are a lot more boys making the entry than girls. Because for some people, even for you to convince your family that you want to study film, that's like another third world war you will fight. You might not even succeed. So I would say that I've been fortunate that I had parents who understood and allowed me, but also that didn't mean that it didn't come with challenges. It did, but it is about how we deal with the challenges and how we move forward. Because that's for the battles. It will come. It's a daily, and some also do swallow you. But the thing is rising every time you fall.
Thank you very much, Madam Tamaklo, for joining us today and sharing your insight with us. I am really hoping to participate in this year's festival. And same goes to you. I really wish to see you there. And thanks to all women supporting other women. I know it's not easy, but we shouldn't give up. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the top African news stories. Please stay tuned.
I'm here with the Association of African Universities Television, AUTV. I just want to say that without the media, you won't know what's going on in the world. Even with the media, you sometimes don't know what's going on in the world. So you need to tune in to the reliable sources who are really on the front lines, who can give you the information you need and give you facts, not conjecture, give you real news, not fake news. And this is the place to find it, AUTV.
The voice of higher education in Africa.
Explore a whole new world of exciting visuals with AAU-TV. Get ready for a mix of interesting talk shows, interviews, discovery documentaries, and news on AAU-TV. It's not just about watching TV, it's about experiencing something special. AAU-TV reaches over 25 countries in Africa, bringing you a blend of knowledge and fun. Learn about different cultures as you enjoy the shows. If you have events or want to showcase your business, we've got you covered. Watch AAU TV free-to-air channel on satellite. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter, at AAU TV. Reach out on call or WhatsApp us at +233 26 629 6601 or +233 20 399 5210. AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
This program is proudly sponsored by Venom Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
Hello and welcome back from the break. If you just joined us, this is Hello Africa on AAU TV. Now to our top stories. The Association of African Universities, AAU, has inaugurated its first ever governing board for the newly established South Africa office, marking a significant milestone in regional higher education collaboration. This new board incorporates a diverse array of over 5 institutions. The virtual ceremony brought together vice chancellors and higher education leaders from across Southern Africa. Let's look at the details.
The Association of African Universities' new Southern Africa office promises to be a transformational driven by the diverse minds steering its regional activities. AAU Secretary General Professor Olushola Bandele Oyewele highlighted the importance of African institutions collaborating to enhance mutual understanding and capacity building. He stressed that regional offices are crucial for ensuring quality teaching and learning. Dr. Naumab Erod, newly appointed board member and vice-chancellor of the Namibian University of Science and Technology, shared his vision for a transformative higher education agenda. He called on his colleagues to position AAU as a leader in advocating for policy reforms that enhance university autonomy and governance. Professor Kudzvinesta Peter Zvimbo discussed the transformation of African universities, particularly in Zimbabwe, emphasizing the vital role of universities in driving social, economic, and technological development through transformative learning. Professor Sunangarai Dominica Shingarande urged organizations to collaborate with AAU SARO to maximize regional impact and emphasize the role of the Secretariat in supporting the board's effort to advance higher education in Southern Africa. AAU already has 3 pilot regions in Eastern and Northern Africa and an international office in the UK at the University of Nottingham.
Bodies being established for the EEU's regional offices. Well, what's your expectation for this office?
Well, this is the first ever, so I'm hoping that this should bring new insights. I think AU is trying to spread its nest to other countries in the southern region of Africa. So yes, we'll want to have more diversity, more ideas coming on board.
Interesting. And still on AAU's initiatives. Now, a new initiative is set to revolutionize higher education in Africa by allowing students to transfer their credit grades between countries. The African Credit Transfer System Act aims to facilitate the free movement of students across the continent. Now, the Association of African Universities and Obrel Global are leading the charge in implementing acts with a visit to the I have to take my time now with a visit to the Instituto Nacional de Avaliación, Acreditación a Reconocimiento de Estudos do Ensino Superior in Luanda, Angola, to discuss its rollout. The ACT initiative, part of harmonization, accreditation, and quality assurance in African higher education, HACA 3 project, seeks to promote international mobility and academic recognition across Africa. The team visiting Angola includes Dr. Pablo Benitton from Obrel Global, Professor Anna Nampole from Kwahim Chisano University, and Ms. Nodumo Dlamini from the Association of African Universities. Obrel's expert, Dr. Pablo Benitton, is also participating in the national consultation meeting in Maputo, Mozambique. This meeting, held in Universidad Eduardo Mondlane, is part of the broader effort to implement acts across Africa's 5 regions. The session, opened by Mozambique's Deputy Minister of Science, Technology and Higher Education, Dr. Edson da Graça Francisco Makwakwa, aims to gather feedback on acts and explore its implementation in Mozambique. That is very, very interesting, and I must say that when I saw this news, I was really excited because I know what students go through and how frustrating it is when maybe you may have moved from your country to another just because of something, and then trying to continue your school, you have to, based on some regulations and some things you have to follow, you have to go back or start everything all over again. And I really like this initiative. Probably, no, I wouldn't want to say it. What's behind this initiative?
Well, so this is actually about the fact that students can transfer their grades, your CGPA. So if you have a CGPA of 3.0 and you travel to maybe Angola, it should mean 3.0. Then you can continue your studies from your grades that have been got or from your transcript that is available. So it's a very good initiative to help student mobility on the continent. And I think it's good because if I should go to another institution and I want to learn more, maybe they have something that I might not have in Ghana. It's a good initiative. I think it's one of the best.
It is, and I know that when it comes to the curriculum, there's diversity. Probably what you are studying here is quite different from what you will be studying. Just like you made mention, probably I may want to move to Nigeria based on some courses I saw on their program, and I want to continue or further my knowledge on it. So based on my, beginning transcripts, my GPA and everything, I should be able to, and I'm really hoping that almost all the institutions in Africa should be able to sign and follow this act, because it's going to benefit all of us and not just AAU.
Okay, moving to our next story. Nigerians are protesting against severe food shortages and alleged bad governance, leading to mass demonstration that turned violent and resulted in a recorded death of some protesters, according to a rights group on Friday. Authorities confirmed 4 deaths caused by a bomb and the arrest of hundreds of protesters, leading to curfews in several states.
Amnesty International Nigeria's director, Issa Sanusi, said in an interview with African News that the deaths were independently verified through witness, victims' families, and lawyers. Over 300 protesters were arrested and curfews were imposed in the northern states of Kano and Katsina following the looting of government and public properties, according to Nigerian police. 1 police officer was also killed and several others were injured. Nigerian public officials were accused of corruption, are among the best paid in Africa, which contrasts sharply with the plight of some of the world's poorest and hungriest people, despite Nigeria being one of the continent's top oil producers. Carrying placards, bells, and Nigeria's green and white flag, protesters chanted songs and listed their demands, including the reinstatement of gas and electricity subsidies. The removal of these subsidies, part of the government's ambitious economic reforms, has led to the price increases for nearly everything.
Great. Just when we thought Kenyans were done with their protests, Nigerians have taken over so soon, and then it's showing you that the youth are actually standing up to what maybe we would have kept quiet long ago on bad governance, corruption. You know, prices are going up and
difficulties, life, living and living standards. I mean, things are being so hard for the youth. You know what? When this demonstration began, I actually saw it. I was with a prof, and he showed me the video, and I told him I am not really behind people or the youth trying to demonstrate, and even looking at what Kenyans have done, which is working for them. So probably we think this is the best way or the action to take so that our government will hear us. But then within 1 hour of just sharing my insights with him, I went online and I saw people on traffic lights and even in buildings destroying state property. I was like, here we go again. We are going to hear bad news. I mean, we can do it. We can demonstrate, but we should do it peacefully. Comparing demonstrations here in Africa to that of, I know some foreign countries also, especially the western part, also do have this kind of fatal demonstration where demonstration that leads to people dying. But recently there was a black young guy who killed 3 children, kids in London, I think so, and they were demonstrating. They were demonstrating, and trust me, with death, it was really peaceful. They just want people to know it is not good, and even a black person doing that, it is not right. So they are fighting for the justice of the kids, and it was really peaceful. But look at us destroying.
Who said it's not peaceful? I believe it was peaceful, or it has been peaceful. But when you look at the fact that sometimes it can be a school of thought. Sometimes you find out that this militants or the police, I don't know what really happens. You will find vagabonds, you find people who want to disrupt the peaceful protest. Yes, but sometimes you also find that they are going too hard on the people at times.
Okay, so they take commands from the authority, and obviously I don't think if you had come peacefully, they are going to throw bombs, they are going to throw tear gas and spray pepper water and all that on you. No, obviously they are not going to do that.
Well, Kenya, there was an issue in Kenya. There was some people saying that, well, some of the violent protesters were being hired by
we don't know. The police don't know they were hired. They saw you doing what you are not supposed to do, and they need to take action. That is their work. If you are going beyond what you are supposed to do, they will take action. They will arrest you or try and calm you down. And I don't know, maybe that's the best solution. But I don't support killing people. That I don't.
But the issue is still,
we the youth, yes, we are angry. We want to voice out. We want people to hear our voice. But then we have to take the right action, the right way. Fine. Now you are destroying properties. You are talking about hardship, the system being hard, bad governance and all that. So, okay, let's say after the 10, they are doing this for 10 days. After the 10 days, and now we are calm. What you destroyed, we are going to use that same state money to, recover it. Do you get what I'm saying? So we can do it. We can let... I know someone, I think, I don't want to mention the name, but someone went... starved for 10 days just because she wants an action to be taken in her school. And she starved herself for 10 days. Can you imagine? Without destroying anything. Do you get what I'm saying? So we can do it, let people hear us. But I don't know if maybe killing somebody or destroying state property are the only ways or actions we can take to, but I don't really support it. I really don't support it. And people, if we don't stop now, or if I'm not saying stop the demonstration, but if we don't stop the violence and all that, people are going to die a lot. Look at Kenya. People died, which was something that we were all not expecting. They started peacefully, and then according to, some people were hired and all that, and it led to people dying. And that's the same thing happening. The last time I checked, I think 6 people had died from just a demonstration.
Well, it's high time our leaders stand up.
So somebody should die.
to us and then do the right thing.
So somebody should
die. If lives are not lost, they wouldn't even see the relevance of the fact that they have to step up to listen to the plea of the people. But we need peaceful protest.
Exactly.
Please, Nigerians, let's be peaceful.
And it's happening in Kenya. Nigeria is also doing it. So which country do you think?
I don't want it. Shouldn't even spread across the continent.
Which country are you expecting
Africa is actually a very peaceful continent. So let's keep it that way for now.
It is. And now moving away from demonstrations, violence, and all that, Kenya and the Central African Republic have declared new outbreaks of monkeypox, prompting African health officials to urgently address the spread of the disease in a region lacking vaccines. Now, Kenya made this announcement on Wednesday after detecting a case in a passenger traveling from Uganda to Rwanda at a southern Kenya border post. Earlier in the week, the Central African Republic reported an outbreak spreading to its capital in Bangui.
Pierre Somse, Minister of Public Health of the Central African Republic, expressed concern over the spread of Mpox in Region 7. Mpox, a viral infection, can spread between people and from contaminated environments. In areas where the virus is present in wild animals, it can also be transmitted to humans through contact. The disease gained global attention during the 2022 outbreak that spread to over 100 countries, though it has been endemic in parts of the Central and West Africa for decades. The World Health Organization confirmed sexual transmissions of Mpox in the DRC for the first time in November, complicating containment efforts. While Western countries have managed to control Mpox outbreaks with vaccines and treatment, these resources are scarce in Africa, where several countries have recently reported outbreaks. Congo has been the hardest hit, with over 12,000 cases and at least 470 deaths this year, marking its largest outbreak. South Africa, which last recorded a case in 2022, has also reported a new outbreak this year. The East African Community Regional Bloc issued a statement alerting member states about the outbreak in Congo, which borders 5 countries in the region. Burundi, one of these countries, has already confirmed 3 cases.
There we have another outbreak of a disease which we are looking forward to not spread to the, another country. We should be able to curb it in just these few countries and not let it be a pandemic just like coronavirus and any other viruses that we've experienced. And I actually saw a news on this monkeypox, which I actually wanted. There's going to be more information on monkeypox on another or a different program from the AAU TV. But then, Esther, monkeypox outbreak from Kenya to Uganda, now Rwanda, and all that. What do you think? What should our leaders or the African health authorities do?
I think it's spreading very fast. So far, some of the cases that have been recorded across the regions are high. They are escalating. And what's surprising to me is actually the shortage of vaccines.
Yeah.
And I don't know why there should be shortage of vaccines, especially because we have a lot of research institutions now coming up in health. So we should be able to come up with something. I don't think we should rely so much on the West for something that we ourselves are suffering from. I think we should be able to come up with our own vaccines. Like I think we tried doing that even during the COVID.
Yes.
So we should be able to develop something.
So there are a lot of initiatives that I know that are trying to develop or manufacture vaccines here in Africa, but the process, trust me, the process, it is not easy, and the capital involved and all that, it is quite not easy. So probably yes, it's there, it is at the developing stage, but there are numerous of disease that needs vaccines. So we cannot say. I think because of COVID-19, probably the attention, and also malaria, the attention had shifted to these diseases, but trying to look at all other disease, it may be difficult when we are now starting to manufacture vaccines. And I know of an initiative that is trying to use egg to manufacture a vaccine. Yes, so probably we'll get there, but since we are not there yet, we also have to play a role in trying to curb the spread of the. If immediately you start feeling something, some people, I don't know, they don't want to visit hospitals and all that because they kind of trust herbal medicine. So they'll wait until it gets too late before they go, and probably by then you may have spread the disease to other people. And looking at monkeypox, it starts with a kind of feeling feverish, with a cold and all that, and then you see spots. It's like chicken pox, but it is not. It is quite delicate and dangerous compared to chicken pox. And you can die from this.
Wow.
It may take a while, but you can die from it. So we also need to play a role in trying to curb the spread. And our African health authorities or here experts, please, let's curb this. We don't want it to spread, be an epidemic, and then move to pandemic and other. No, let this in. And I'm hoping that in our next story is going to be we've been able to curb this this disease. So we'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we will continue with the news portal review. Please stay with us.
Are you a university, college, high school, private organization, NGO, individual professor, instructor or facilitator seeking to take advantage of the numerous benefits of online education? Look no further. The AAU eLearn Africa LMS is a great opportunity to begin your journey to online course development and creation for teaching, learning and training purposes. AAU eLearn Africa LMS, which is a partnership between the Association of African Universities and eLearn Africa, has made available ease to use online learning tools to all stakeholders within the educational ecosystem of the African continent. This is to enhance teaching and learning in the bid to expand online learning opportunities for students in Africa. The online platform is open and available for free to all stakeholders and facilitates virtual access to classes without needing the other tools such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, among others. For more information, visit www.elearnafricalms.com or contact us via aaulms@aau.org or estherm@elearnafrica.com. Follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook at AAU eLearn Africa LMS.
This program is proudly sponsored by Venom Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
Right, and so beginning with the news portal review, we are picking this from the University World News, and it's about African universities challenged to embrace public purpose. Now, in an influential lecture, Professor Fumi Olonisanki of King's College London, urged African academics and universities to embrace a model of knowledge with purpose to address the continent's pressing challenges. Now, speaking at the second annual public lecture of the African Research Universities Alliance, ARUA, she emphasized the need for universities to engage directly with societal issues and break free from traditional academic models. The lecture highlighted the importance of collaboration, the redefinition of the social contract between universities and society, and the urgency for action in the African context. Now, with this story, I'd like us to look at the concept of universities prioritizing research and education that aims at addressing societal challenges, just like Professor Fumi made mention. I think it's about time we have we focus on coming out with research that aims to address societal challenge. If not, then what is the essence of redoing the research? Is it just to attain a certificate, or just to get the name, or just to be promoted? I think that is the main focus currently. But if we are to divert and then focus on addressing societal challenge, I think the continent, or even the country, Ghana, and the continent as a whole is going to be developed. What's your take on this?
Exactly, I agree with you, because if we want to see the developments that we are seeing in other parts of the world, then we'll have to tailor our research to Africans' own problems, Africans' own resources, Africans' own issues, that we'll be able to find that we can develop in this area, we can develop in that area. But if we do research and it's going to sit on the shelves, and at the end of the day we cannot feel the impact, because I believe we have a lot of research institutions, the universities are there, we have a lot of science labs, but at the end of the day, what is the impact? It's not being felt as much as it should.
And talking about university addressing societal challenges actually pinpoints on the fact that fine, you are a teaching institution, or you bring together people to advance on their knowledge, and also trying to, impact on their skills and make them creative. But then, as a university, you also have a role to play in terms of contributing to the society. You shouldn't just focus on students, teachers, faculties, and all that. The society also plays a role. I think I remember I engaged in, or I was part of a webinar, university engagement, or engaged university, one of it. And the main focus is to try and develop a model, or look at what other universities, Western and some parts of the African countries are doing to engage the society. And it was quite interesting to know that even when it comes to curriculum changing, or modifying curriculum, they involve the society, because as a student, when you are done, you are going back to the field, and whatever you are going to do should impact on the society. So they involve the community to let them know, or to understand what are their needs, what the university can also do to address some of the challenges. So it is about time we also look at that. As a university, you need to ensure that as part of your mission, or your vision, or your goals, you are also impacting on the community or the continent as a whole. Researchers, please, let's try and meet the market demands. Let's try and meet the needs of the market, and not just have in mind to be promoted or to acquire certificates and all that. What's our next story?
And our next story is still on the University World News. Students continue with classes as nationwide protest begins. That is in Nigeria. Academic activities in higher education institutions have continued uninterrupted amid the launch of a nationwide protest dubbed end bad governance in Nigeria. Various civil society organizations, including Take It Back Movement and the Enough is Enough group, have called on citizens to take to the streets from August 1st for 10 consecutive days if the government fails to address their demands. The protests, fueled by economic hardship, insecurity, the rising cost of living, and poor welfare conditions, highlight the severe challenges faced by Nigerians. The high cost of education is a significant concern, with academic staff unions warning that about 50% of Nigerian students may drop out due to financial strain. Wow. Interesting.
Very interesting. And I like the fact that although protests are still ongoing, academic activities is still ongoing. And I'm just hoping the government is taking the necessary measures to prevent the protests from going to these campuses to destroy something, because as we can see, they are destroying state properties and all that. But I'm just hoping they're not going to distract the academic activities. And kudos to the government or to the universities trying to still continue with their activities, although protests are ongoing. And looking at the story, I think some teachers and students are also having quite another perception about they being prevented from going out to also protest and then coming to school and teaching and all that. I don't think you are being prevented. I think there are so many ways to support this protest. There's online, social media and all that. You can also voice or make your voice out there and not say, okay, I won't go to school, I have to be on field or I have to be on the streets also protesting. And so our teachers, they please continue working, because education is the key.
Exactly, but how safe is it? Because we've already talked about some of the deaths that have been reported and some of the clashes that are happening. But how safe is it for students? If students are supposed to go back to school, interesting, good. But how safe are the students going to be in their classes?
Yes.
And then making sure that no one breaks into their classrooms.
Yes.
And then
like I made mention, I am hoping, I don't really know what is on the field, and I've not seen any news or how the campus looks like, and even students going from their houses to the campus. I really haven't seen anything, but I'm hoping, and I know so far as we've not had any death or injuries from campuses, I think the measures, or the security measures are very, very tight, and students are being protected from the protesters. Hopefully, I really hope so. And also, still on academic issues and also on the university world news, Sudanese universities, academics and professional union have launched a Stop the War campaign to end the conflict between the Sudanese armed forces and the Rapid Support Forces. Now, initiated by the Sudanese Teachers Committee on July 27, the campaign focuses on the severely impacted education sector. The campaign includes video messages and hashtags like Stop War Now, coinciding with U.S. mediation efforts. Now, civil society groups, including the Forces for Freedom and Change, support the initiative. The conflict has displaced millions and caused extensive damage to universities in Khartoum, affecting students and staff. Esther, another war, academic activities, and people trying to stop war because it's impacting on their. For this, I think we all saw some of the negative impact, from the conflict, schools being destroyed and students being at home, income and all that. And what do you think? Do you think, or let me ask this way, do you think the Stop War Now is going to, since this issue started last year and it's still kind of ongoing, do you think the Stop War Now is going to prevent or is going to actually seize everything?
Well, I think media has proven to, as much as spike war, has also proven to reduce the impact of war. So if we are taking on to social media to see how this war can be reduced or come to a stop, I think it can be effective. But you know, wars don't just stop just like that. There has to be a series of deliberations. You know, people have to come to a consensus to, you know. But we pray that this will work. This will work.
It actually aligns with our previous discussion in Nigeria, where I made mention that, I mean, there are so many ways to also make your voice out there, just like the Sudanese are doing, using the video messages and hashtags. You know, they're also playing their
peaceful.
part. It's peaceful, and they're also playing their part. That's the same way Nigerians complaining of not being on the streets or also demonstrating. You can as well use so many ways, so many ways to let your voice be heard.
Okay. Now, diving into still on University Watch news, in the Academic Diaspora e-platform is to be set up to advance science. Now, Egypt's Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research, Ayman Ashur, announced the development of a digital platform to engage diaspora academics in supporting national strategies for higher education and research. This initiative, part of Egypt's Vision 2030 and the GESORD initiative, aims to address local development challenges and promote sustainable growth. The platform will facilitate collaboration between Egypt experts abroad and local institutions, mitigating brain drain and enhancing national capacity building. Experts like Dr. Khalid Abdul Rahman, Dr. Esman Heji, and Dr. Samir Khalaf and Abdul emphasize the platform's potential in fostering interdisciplinary research, providing professional development, and turning brain drain into brain gain.
Very necessary, because it's brain, brain drain when our scholars, our experts
are living.
Should I say are living? They are living, but I mean the people are also using a nice package way to attract our scholars.
Africa has faced a lot of brain drain, especially in the field of nursing. We had that issue some time past, and then I see that Egypt is trying to make sure that we have the expertise that needs to stay on the continent to develop the continent, which is good.
Yeah, actually in AAU here we are also using some way that Diaspora Connect, trying to bring the diaspora here so that they can also impact on African higher education. They come and you see them on campuses as lecturers, faculty leaders, and all that. But then they also have a challenge when they are coming. I don't know if I can share here, but some of the challenge they made mention is when they are coming, the people, the teachers or the lecturers here feel like, okay, they are come to take our job, okay, because they are from they really face, although we are calling on them to come and also impact on our, but they also kind of feel lots of challenges when they come here, and even what they come to meet is not their expectation, because they have to manage with what we have. But I think this e-platform is it's an advanced way to attract the diaspora to also impact on the African continent, and others can join, because you don't have to move from your place. You can join, or you can teach online, you can share your insights, you can collaborate with a student or another teacher on a research and all that, and that will even make it more advanced, because you are sharing your best practices there, you are sharing some of the technological knowledge there, advanced things you are doing. It's a good thing. It's a good
initiative.
Other countries, I really applaud the Egyptians for doing that, which I think the other countries can also follow suit and do it. Now moving from, but still on academic issues, this time moving to the finance field, over 150,000 Kenyans risk losing access to higher education funding due to government budget cuts to the Higher Education Loans Board. That's HELP. Now, funding for HELP was reduced by 10% from $223 million US to $198.3 million US amidst wider cut to the Ministry of Education and University funding. This reduction, part of broader fiscal stability measures, threatens the dreams and future of many students, especially from poorer backgrounds, and could exacerbate educational inequality. Now, HELP already faces significant repayment issues, with a large number of borrowers in default. Efforts are underway in Parliament to address the funding gap and revise loan repayment policies to alleviate students' financial burdens. See, I think we made mention of this. The president trying to cut some budget due to the request from the Gen Z, saying that, do you remember that?
During the Kenyan protest.
Exactly. And now you see where the cut is going.
Wow.
It is now entering into the academic fold, whereby students which were on support are now being cut off some funds. Imagine, what's the difference? 223 million to 198.3. That's quite a lot.
That's quite a lot.
And in millions, not even in their currency. So converting it to their currency, that's quite a lot. And you can imagine the side effect of this.
Exactly.
Already they are facing challenges of students not being able to even pay what they borrowed to go to school. And now
we are left with cuts, and then we are hoping that this doesn't go on for so long. And if it has been cut, I don't know how the students are going to survive at this point.
That is actually going to lead to people dropping out from school.
This is a twist and tale, because the same Kenyans who were protesting against have been, the students have been affected, the Gen Zs have been affected.
And to me, I feel kind of it's a way to pay back to the youth. I mean, you requested for this, so I also cut some of the advantages.
Wow.
I don't know, but I kind of feel it's a way to pay back the youth.
We can't assume for now. We'll leave it as maybe they are trying to save money for the government. We need to do other stuff, so we'll leave it. We are not assuming.
Well said. I'm really hoping that the government will do something to, reduce the side effects of this.
Okay, still on women empowerment, yes. The first woman vice chancellor at South Africa's only township university is eager to start. Now, Professor Nokutola Sibaya has become the first female vice chancellor of Mangosuthu University of Technology, MUT, in its 45-year history, starting her role on August 1, 2024. Sibia, who has a background in nursing and served as Deputy Vice Chancellor at Durban University of Technology, is set to tackle challenges such as limited funding, infrastructure issues, and socio-economic development in Umlazi. Her goals include improving governance, addressing financial sustainability, and enhancing MUT's role in both local and global contexts. Despite the broader gender bias in South Africa's higher education, Simbia is committed to leading MUT towards excellence and innovation. Her vision includes strengthening international collaborations and ensuring the university plays a transformative role in the community.
Quite interesting to know that this is the first time having a female vice chancellor at the Mangosuthu University of Technology. It is quite interesting, and I like I like the fact that women are taking leadership roles in the
not because we are shouting women in leadership, but because the person is capable of that position, and she being a woman, we applaud her so much for
and we've seen a number of women being the vice chancellor. Even here in Ghana, we have Professor Nanaba Amfo, the University of Ghana's vice chancellor. She's a woman. I mean, she's capable, and we can see the good things she's doing. Like I said, if a woman is a leader in something, we don't think for only us, or we think for the compared to a man.
You're saying the men don't think. You're saying the men don't think for the others.
No. But when you compare, when you compare a woman being a leader and a man being please.
Well, we've seen both sides. We've seen good leadership. If you're a good leader, you're a good leader. It doesn't matter. What it is. But I believe that
they are capable.
They are giving the voices to once we didn't know that women could, be put in such positions.
Yeah,
they are in such positions.
Yes. Please don't come for me. I beg. Please don't. But I'm happy when I see a woman taking a leadership role. It shows that we are capable, and it's changing that stereotype that a woman cannot do something as a man can do. So I'm happy, and congratulations to Prof for taking such a role, and I'm hoping that she wouldn't let us down.
No, she wouldn't. It's actually interesting to see that if in 45 years this university is now having the first female vice chancellor, then it should show you the challenges that maybe some women have to go through to be able to even vie for such a position. And if she has been able to get there, then we give her all the applause, and then she should go for it and turn that university into what will impact the community in South Africa. Yeah,
right. And I think that is all for the news portal review. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap with today's episode. Please stay tuned.
This is Hello Africa on AAU TV.
Thank you very much for sticking with us for today's episode, which has been so interesting. And like I said, we are looking forward to joining the Indiva Festival to celebrate women in the film industry. Aside that, what has been the discussion for today?
Well, we have looked at Nigerian protests and the fact that some deaths have been recorded. We are hoping that we wouldn't have to record more, and then we would have peaceful protests going on. Please, the government, listen. Let's transform Africa. It is for us, and if we want it to be better, then we have to stand up for ourselves. Exactly. Yes, and then we also talked about the African credit transfer system, where students can now transfer their grades from one country to another on the continent. So if you have a CGP of 3.0, when you go to South Africa, it should mean the same thing, and you should be able to continue with your studies without any hindrances.
Yeah, actually, with that story, we are looking forward to engage with the initiators, or the people behind
the implementers of that.
Well, what else?
And then we also look at that monkeypox. Please, it's out there. So we have to all be careful. Take the measures. We'll bring you stories that are still coming up from this monkeypox, and even ways to prevent it and stay safe. Yes.
And yes, I think. And Esther, let me ask you before we go. Today is a holiday. We are celebrating Founders Day. What's your plan for today? Share with me. I have nothing doing. Probably if you're going somewhere, I'll just be in your bag and then you take me along.
What do I need to? I don't think I have anything to do. I think I need more beauty sleep. well, I think today we could, enjoy and then, commemorate all those who have been instrumental in founding Ghana, especially. The whole controversy at a time where there was this running mate who said that, he said something and then he brought about so many calls. I will not go there. But I'm not going to go there. But we should also make reference to the fact that there are people who founded. I think we should be able to even teach our kids.
We do. It's part of our history books.
Yeah, but I mean, they grew up and not realizing that these people were actually very fundamental. We just learn it and then it goes away. But we need to know and see in each way how they actually contributed to Ghana's development, and it will be good. I think we should use today to read about that for those of us who like reading. Thank you.
Great. And thank you too for joining us, and share with us how you're going to celebrate the holiday if you're in Ghana here, and also if you're outside Ghana, how are you supporting us celebrate the Founders Day? That is all for today's episode. My name is Isabella Teta Hinakwa, and today I've been here with my
lovely host, Esther. Yeah, you are Mensa.
Great. And not forget that this program is proudly sponsored by Vena Purified Water and also Biko Drinks. Thank you very much for always supporting us to the success of this program. See you again in our next episode. Have a nice day.
Bye.